We prepare each one of us prepares 7 hours for that 3 hour show. And we prepare separately, so we collectively have 14 hours of notes. Okay, and it's tough, and that's the morning. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 2 o'clock, and even if I said this, I got to say it again. It's brilliant. Mark, our son Mark came up with this, and it's incredibly brilliant. He stays up till 2 o'clock in the morning playing his PlayStation. Got all his friends on there and all that stuff. They all do it. And then I get up at 2 o'clock to start my Sunday prep because I can't stay up late for the late games. So I get up, I go into Mark's room, I say good morning. He says, Dad, I'm still in Saturday and you're in Sunday. So we're not even on the same days. He hasn't gone to sleep yet from Saturday night. Plenty of people stay out late on Saturday night, and yet I'm waking up at 2 in the morning and my Sunday is already started. So how about that? It's pretty funny if you think about it. Clever. David Peralta hit a tie-breaking RBI single in the 8th inning, and the Arizona Diamondbacks rallied for an 8-5 win over the NL West leading Dodgers on Monday night, and the Dodgers had won their last 3 on game-ending home runs. So, maybe the tide will turn. Christian Walker and the starting pitch, Zach Greinke homered. Like to see Greinke in the home run derby, okay? Ketel Marte had 2 hits, his 7th consecutive multi-hit game, and Arizona ended the Dodgers' winning streak at 6. Max Muncy drove in 3 runs for the Dodgers. Kershaw was burnt twice with 2-out mistakes. Christian Walker took him deep in the bottom of the first, tying the game. That gave Walker 3 home runs in his first 6 career at-bats against Clayton Kershaw. He has hit 3 home runs, tying him for the most homers against Clayton Kershaw among all the active players, okay? So Greinke started the night with a 2.9 ERA in 16 starts, one of the best pitchers in the National League. He's only 4 years removed from finishing second in that Cy Young Award voting in his last season with the Dodgers, but still, he allowed 26 home runs over 98 in the 3rd innings in a period before Monday. So, look, Greinke and Kershaw had identical lines. 6 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits allowed. Greinke struck out 6. Kershaw only struck out 2, and Greg Holland got an out in the 9th inning for his 200th save. Don't you think Washington could have used Greg Holland? So, yeah, Walker's first inning blast. Unbelievable. He whacked that slider for the game-tying 3-run homer with 2 outs in the first inning. His 3rd home run in 6 appearances against them. And Ketel Marte, 7th consecutive multi-hit game. Luke Weaver's MRI improvement showed a lot of improvement in the elbow, but there's still no timetable for when he'll start throwing. And Kershaw has allowed 5 home runs in his career to pitchers, and they have all been home runs hit on the road. He has never given up a home run to a pitcher at Dodger Stadium. And the pitchers who hit home runs off of Kershaw, yep, you're right. Madison Bumgarner twice, Tyson Ross once, Brandon Woodruff in postseason, and now Zach Greinke. Okay, so Ketel Marte, like I said, he's got 7 straight multi-hit games. The franchise record is, anybody want to take a shot at the Arizona franchise record for 7 straight multi-hit games in a row? If you don't know it, I'll tell you that in a second, okay? There you go. Good morning to you all once again. Greg is here. Everybody's here. Brooks is here. It's going to be a very uneven day today, Brooks, so keep your fingers crossed. Malpal has joined us. Traveler is here. And, of course, we welcome the one and only Unholy Toledo, okay? For Atlanta and the Dodgers, in the past 2 starts, Julio Teheran has regressed below even what we call mediocre. Mediocre. Monday night he allowed 7 runs on 9 hits. They took him out of the game without regarding an out in the 5th. The Braves lost the series opener 8-3 to Chicago. The Braves didn't necessarily need Teheran to be a sub-3 point ERA pitcher, but they can't afford him just hemorrhaging. You know, like he's done in the last two outings. He allowed 13 earned runs on 17 hits, walking 6 in 8 innings. Okay? His ERA now is up to 3.9. His FIP is over 5. I mean, come on, man. Before the Mets shelled Turan on June 18th, he was pitching the best ball he had since 2016. That's the last time he made the All-Star team. In 8 starts from May 5th to June 13th, Julio Turan earned an 0.81 ERA with a 32-22 strikeout to walk rate, and opponents hit 137 against him without giving up a home run. So he is hot and cold. Timothy, my hooker, is here. George has joined us. Good morning to you all. Great to have you all aboard, and I thank you guys for all the support and everything. And remember, Sunday's our last show on Sirius. So Andy and I, we want you to break the house down. Okay, I'm going to tell my producer, stand by the phone. Everybody's calling. Just say goodbye. Just talk. You know, we don't get to talk a lot, so if you can, even if you don't have Sirius, just give us a call, because I don't even want to prepare for the show. I just want to talk to the people. Not the people. I want to talk to the chat room people. It'll be fun if we can pull that off. Turan's velocity has fluctuated. You take a look at his four-seam fastball, averaging a little over 90 miles per hour. This is as per Fangraphs. Lowest in his career. He just doesn't get swing and misses out of the zone. Only 6 in 88 pitches were swing and misses out of the zone. And opponents have almost a 69% contact rate when they swing at his pitches outside the zone. Okay? His best was just around 60, so it's gone up quite a bit. Now, the option to take Fultonuic's start, it's not going to go to Newcomb, because even though Newcomb may be activated, they want him in the bullpen. Bryce Wilson is a name that you may want to pick up now. He has excelled at AAA Gwinnett, and he is the likeliest option to make the start for Fulte. Bryce Wilson, etch that name in your kitchen debut. He debuted last season. He appeared in just 2 Major League games in 2019. He's got a 3.7 ERA in 14 starts for the Stripers. He allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 7 of his last 8 starts. So take a chance on Bryce Wilson. And of course, the Braves would like to see Newcomb, who's going to come off the injured list today, but they want him in the bullpen. Okay, that's where they want. Now, Kyle Wright would have been another option, but the Braves promoted him to join the bullpen on Monday, and that left Bryce Wilson as the logical candidate to start, and he struck out 79, walked only 16 in 78 innings in AAA. Pick him up, okay? And as far as the Cubbies are concerned, Contreras, the whole thing, bench clearing, was bull dicky, it was nothing. Contreras homered, had 3 RBIs. John Lester, 5-hitter through 6 innings, and the Cubs beat the Braves 8-3. And Jason Hayward, a solo home run for Chicago, and they moved 1 game ahead of Milwaukee in the National League Central. Lester allowed 2 unearned runs, struck out 7. I'm telling you, Cincinnati is going to win this division. And I told you that before the season started, and I'm sticking with it. I had my doubts for a little bit. I had a lot of doubts for a little bit. But now I'm feeling confident that Zelmo has joined us, so I'm really happy. Okay, good morning, Dr. Z. When Kimbrel joins the Cubs on Thursday, or he might join them in Cincinnati, he will not be used for more than 3 outs, and that has been declared by Joe Madden, who realized it's been less than 3 weeks since Kimbrel signed with the Cubs. Excuse me, if you go back and remember Aroldis Chapman, okay, with the Cubs, and Chapman, he just didn't do well. Anytime he pitched more than anytime was asked for more than 3 outs. So I do believe this will play havoc with Madden, and he will keep what's his name, Kimbrel, to just 3 outs. Now, Ian Happ has been the most disappointing player for me this year. I really counted on him for 15 home runs and 10 stolen bases in my NL only leagues. I got him in Labor, I got him in Tout Wars, and he's trying to improve his approach when he has two strikes. He's protecting the upper part of the plate. He's playing in Iowa, okay? But that doesn't seem an urge to promote him. And look, and he's batting .222, 11 homers and 40 RBIs. They're trying to put him together. They really think he's going to be a player in the future. So they're just working with him. They don't have a big need for him, okay? So we'll see about that. We'll see what happens. Kyle Hendricks tossed 15 pitches on Monday. He's expected to throw a bullpen session later in the week. He could return by the All-Star break. Got that? Thank you so much, everybody. David Dahl hit a 2-run homer in the third inning. That held up for John Gray. The Rockies snapped a 3-game losing streak by beating San Francisco 2-0. Gray, Andy's boy, struck out 6 in 6 innings, even though she traded him. The Rockies were coming off 3 straight walk-off losses to the Dodgers. That could be debilitating. So nice to see the Rockies bouncing back and playing some good ball. Drew Pomeranz, who I picked up in Tout Wars because I had no pitching, matched his career high with 11 strikeouts over 5 innings, but he left trailing 2-0. 11 strikeouts in 5 innings. That's the most strikeouts in 5 innings or less by a Giant pitcher since the mound distance was established in 1893. That goes by. I remember that day. It was crazy, man. He struck out the side in the first. He only allowed Nolan Arenado to get a 2-out single, and Pomeranz 31 strikeouts in 4 career starts against Colorado. And he didn't allow an earned run over his last 2 previous home starts. So keep an eye out. If you need a pitcher, you could do worse than taking Pomeranz if you're in a very deep league. So be careful. But and Ian Desmond taken out of the lineup. They're only calling it a lower half issue. Now, that sounds porno to me. What happened? To be more specific, all right, he sore on both sides of his lower half. No idea what he was describing. Nobody can figure out what he's talking about. But he's expected to start tonight against Madison Bumgarner. So that's all that counts. His lower half issue. Boy, if that, I could say that every, well, forget about it. That's personal, okay? So, yeah, I could, by the way, it was Luis Gonzalez who had the Astros record, okay? The Colorado offense, slow to get going early in the season. They really come alive. Since May 1st, the Rockies lead the majors with an average of 6.5 runs per game. They're batting .292. So the Rocky offense is really something to be reckoned with. Mets and the Phillies, and if you're a wrestling fan, they probably should have had a winner-take-all, or how about manager leaves town series. Wouldn't that be great? You know, they got winner-take-all, we know that kind of stuff, but what an event it would be, manager leaves town if you lose the series, right? That would be pretty cool. Remember, you know, they used to have that in wrestling. Wrestlers Lou Town. Lou has the DFS show today. Don't forget him. Okay, 4 o'clock for Lou. It's you want to win some money? Go ahead, be my guest. The Phillies busted out. Maikel Franco, 2-run homer. Rhys Hoskins, Segura. Jay Bruce also went deep. They snapped that 7-game losing streak. Zach Eflin really struggled through 5 innings, 6 runs, 11 hits. But the Phillies only scored 15 runs during their 7-game losing streak. Unbelievable. Frazier, Ramos, Conforto, Dominic Smith each hit solo homers for the Mets. But the Mets, you know, year after year, the Met fans say, well, Matz and Wheeler and Syndergaard, if they were only healthy. Well, they are freaking healthy this year. They're healthy. I mean, Syndergaard with a couple of... But for the most part, they're pitching, and they're not as good as we thought. Matz allowed a Major League Baseball high 10 first-inning home runs this year. That's tied with Oliver Perez in 2007, the most first inning home